Miss JS, and this is second grade math. It's Tuesday, April 21st, and I'm really excited to do some math with you. In this video, we're going to do a little bit of addition to the thousands place, which is really exciting. And we're also going to do more work with shapes. I have a couple of games and a little bit of drawing we're going to get to do together. So I'm really excited. I hope you are too. And let's get started. So first of all, I want you to make sure you have all the materials you need to participate in this video. You need paper, you need something to write with, and I also want you to make sure you have something that's a straight edge you can use for tracing. So a straight edge just means a corner on something you could use to trace. Right here next to me, I have a book. It has a straight edge, so I could use that to trace. I also have a box of tissues, and so you could use one of these corners to trace. Just find something straight with a hard edge that you can use to trace, all right? So pause the video, get all those supplies, and when you're ready, just go ahead and press play. Today I'm going to do something new, which is an agenda. So in this video, we are going to do all the things on this agenda in this order so you know what we're doing. So first we're doing an addition warm-up, then we're reviewing our shape names that we learned yesterday, all those polygons. Then we're going to play a game with mystery shapes. We're going to do an activity with drawing shapes. Then we're going to practice naming shapes. And then it's time for your Google Classroom work. So let's get started with our first task, which is addition. Go ahead and copy this vertical number sentence on your piece of paper. All right. Now it's time to add. I want you to touch the numbers in the ones place. If you're not done copying down, please pause so you can do this with me. In the ones place, I see the number sentence 8 plus 0. I want you to think, what is 8 plus 0? And what you get, I want you to write it down in your ones place. 8 plus 0 is just 8, so I wrote down 8. Now let's look at our tens place. In our tens place, I see the numbers 3 and 9, but I know that that's really 30 plus 90 because it's 3 tens and 9 tens. 3 tens and 9 tens is 12 tens. So I wrote it just like this. But we really know that 3 tens plus 9 tens is 12 tens, so it's really 30 plus 90 is 120. 120 has 0 ones, 2 tens, 100. So that means those 0 ones, I don't need to do anything in my ones place, right? But 2 tens, I'm going to need to put 2 tens right here, and 100 needs to go into my hundreds place to get added up. So watch how I do that. So you should write down a 2 in the tens place and a 1 in the hundreds place. I wrote it up here because that's where I had space, but I made sure it's stacked up with my hundreds. Next up, let's add our hundreds. I've got 100 plus 500s plus 700s. 1 plus 5 plus 7, I want you to write that down on the side of your paper. 1 plus 5 is 6, and then 6 plus 7 is 13, so I wrote down 13. But these aren't really 1, 5, and 7. Really, they're each worth that many hundreds. So it's 100 plus 500 plus 700 is 1,300, or some people would say 1,300, all right? So that's the real value of those numbers. So if I'm going to go put these back into my problem, I need to put them in the right place value. So we have 0 ones, 0 tens, but we have 3 hundreds. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 3 in the hundreds place. You should write that down also. The only thing that's left is I still have this 1,000. I don't really have a thousands place here, so I'm just going to write it right here so I don't forget about it. So I put 1,000 right there. Now my last step, my total answer is not 328 because I still have that 1,000 that we need to use. So I'm going to take that 1,000 and just put a 1 in the thousands place. That is it for our addition. You guys did a really great job with that warm-up. Now let's review our shape names. I wonder what you remember from yesterday. We remember that we have to look at the number of sides and the number of angles, and that sides are the straight edges on a shape, and the angles are the corner where 2 sides meet up together, all right? So if a shape is closed and it has all straight sides, yesterday we learned that it's called a polygon. and we looked at all sorts of polygons. We learned that some polygons have special names based on the number of sides and the number of angles. So we learned that 3 sides and 3 angles is a what, everybody? Triangle. If we've got 4 sides, 4 angles, it's called a quadrilateral. Say quadrilateral. Good job. And then if it has 5 sides, 5 angles, it's a pentagon. And if it has 6 sides, 6 angles, it's a hexagon. All right, we're going to be doing a lot of that today. So we just checked off our review of shape names, and that means we're ready to play our game about mystery shapes. So let's play a game called Mystery Shape. The way it works is I will tell you some clues about the shape, and it's your job to look carefully and find the mystery shape. So let's get started. The mystery shape has 4 sides and 4 angles. Can you find it? I'm about to show you pictures of a couple different shapes, and your job is to count the sides and count the angles to see if it's the mystery shape. Remember, we're looking for 4 sides and 4 angles, all right? Let's try it. All right, let's look at A first. Go ahead and count the sides and count the angles. I counted the sides and angles, and I got 6 sides and 6 angles. So that means it's a hexagon, and it's not our mystery shape because we were looking for 4 sides and 4 angles. Now let's look at B. Go ahead and count it on your own. I counted, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, so B is not our mystery shape. It has 5 sides and 5 angles, and it's called a pentagon, but it's not our shape. Now let's look at C. Go ahead and count C. I see 1, 2, 3 sides, and 1, 2, 3 angles. So that means it's a triangle, but it's not our mystery shape. So now let's look at D. Let's count those sides and angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 sides, and now let's count the angles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've got 4 sides and 4 angles, so that is our mystery shape. We can call it a quadrilateral, by the way. All right, we did a good job playing our mystery shapes game. It's time for our drawing shapes activity. So I want you to take your paper and write down a 1 and write down a 2 and make a big box. And inside the box that says 1, I want you to draw a closed shape that has 4 sides. Then inside the box that says 2, I want you to draw a closed shape that has 6 sides. For this, you might want to use your straight edge to make sure that your corners or that your sides are straight and not curved, all right? So go ahead, pause the video, and draw your shape. Then press play when you're ready to see the shapes that I drew. All right, I'm going to show you those shapes. I drew some shapes that had 4 sides and some shapes that had 6 sides. Some of them look even a little silly like this, and that's okay, so long as they have exactly 6 sides. If I count the angles here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I count the angles here on any of these shapes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to keep that in mind. All right, now I want you to draw 2 more big boxes, a box that's number 3 and a box that's number 4. And then inside each box, for number 3, I want you to draw 5 sides, a shape with 5 sides. And then for number 4, I want you to draw a shape that has 3 sides. Go ahead and do that. Pause the video. All right, if you're ready to see my shapes, you should be pressing play. And these are my shapes. Your shapes might look different, and that's really okay. So long as you double check that your shape has 5 sides or 3 sides, then it still works. Let's count the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one is 1, 2, 3 angles, 1, 2, 3 angles. That is interesting. I noticed that the number of angles on a closed shape is always the same as the number of sides. So that's an easy way to count those angles, is they're always going to be the same as the number of sides. So we just did our drawing shapes, and now it's time to practice naming shapes. This is what you're going to do on your Google Classroom work as well, so pay really close attention, okay? So first, I just want you to try and find out what is the polygon's name. So look at each one of these shapes and write down the polygon's name. Remember, you're going to want to count the sides and count the angles, then use the chart. All right. This first one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles and sides, so it is a pentagon. You should have picked pentagon for the first one. The second one, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is a hexagon, so you should have picked hexagon. 3, let's count it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and so that means it's a quadrilateral. I should have said this before, but for these ones, don't draw the shape. Just write down 1, 2, 3, and then write down the names of the shapes, all right? We're going to do 3 more shapes, and then we're done with this video. All right. Don't draw these shapes. Just go ahead and write down 4, 5, 6, and then write down the name of the shape. I'm going to put up this chart to help you remember the names of the shapes. Pause the video, and then press play when you're ready to find out the answers. All right, this shape has 3 sides and 3 angles, so it is a triangle. This shape has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides and 4 angles, so it's a quadrilateral. And then this shape has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides and 5 angles, so it is a pentagon. That's all that we're going to do in this video. Now it's time to go over to Google Classroom and complete your math work for today. So click the classwork tab, then click on your independent practice, and don't forget to press submit. I had so much fun learning with you in this video, and I'm really excited for what we're going to learn about tomorrow. We're going to learn a lot of new shapes that we haven't seen yet in first grade, and so that's pretty exciting. Reach out to your teacher if you have any questions at all, but I'm excited to see you again tomorrow.